You know what I'm saying? Drop a like, leave a comment, let me know you're in here. We finna have fun tonight.
What am y'all, back again, Logix with another different type of video this time. Not your normal video reactions, but this is something that's extremely interesting, and as y'all know what I said, whatever hits my brain, I'm probably throw it on the channel if I feel like it's worthy. Twitter, X, whatever, is not a real place, bro. I don't understand how Elon Musk could take something that most people liked and loved and turn it into a piece of shit that everybody loathes and just can't bear to smell the stench of any longer. People are leaving left and right. It's no longer as profitable as it used to be, and it doesn't seem to be changing, especially when you consider the fact that Elon, the owner himself, is on here lying to people. I don't know if it's willfully or ignorantly, but he doesn't know what he's talking about since he wants to pick sides within this election. He just sounds like a bumbling idiot. Nonetheless, he chooses to get on here and give people $1 million every day to get them to sign up to vote. The jury's out if that's legal or not. Knowing how much money he has, he probably checked to make sure that it's legal. There's a lot of prominent figures on here that just get on and just live on Mars. It's just, they get on here and say things that's just detached from all of reality. They'll post things that within the post himself proves them wrong, and they'll act like we didn't just watch it. They'll act like we don't all have access to Google to confirm these things that they say. They act like we're just so stupid that what they say should just be taken, and I think it's most of it, I do believe it's engagement farming, but I think some of these people believe the stuff that they say. But we're gonna watch this video. It's probably gonna be funny to you because a lot of this is funny to me, and let's just get into it. I also want y'all to keep in mind that I don't follow any of these people, and that's how you know like Twitter's on some bullshit, because they push alt-right and right-leaning and Republican stuff into your feed no matter who you follow and the type of content that you like and choose to look at. They put this shit in my face all the time, and I don't follow any of these people. So first we have Matt Walsh. He says, what a lying piece of shit this guy is. The CDC claims that 350,000 people died in the US of COVID in 2020. He's now claiming that his magical playbook would have saved all of them. Not a single death. Just an absolute insane lie that you have to be brain dead to believe. Now, let's see what Barack Obama actually said in the clip that he posted to say that he was a lying piece of shit, and he said that not a single death would have happened.
My last year in office, we put together a playbook for how to deal with the eventuality of a pandemic. Because scientists had been saying with globalization and travel, etc., rising populations, that at some point there was going to be a pandemic. And so I said to my team, I said, we got to have a plan, just like you do for hurricanes or tornadoes or natural disasters. So we put together this whole playbook, and we practiced the playbook. We get all the agencies. This is how we're going to respond. This is how to make sure that the public health systems in all the states are working. Here's how we're going to think about the schools. And when Donald Trump came in, we gave over this playbook to them. And but the point is, he ignored it. And 3 years later, a pandemic hits. Now, I want to really be fair on this, but I want everybody to pay attention. No matter who was president at the time, this was going to be a problem. This was a generational pandemic. People were going to get sick. People were going to die. We didn't have a vaccine right away. Businesses were going to have to shut down for a while. Travel was...
People were going to get sick. People were going to die. We wouldn't have a vaccine anyway. Traveling was going to be restricted.
It's going to be restricted. But if you look at a country like Canada, their per capita death rate was 40% lower than it was here in the United States. So just do the math. That's more than 400,000 people. People's grandmothers, people's fathers, people's moms.
Now you tell me, how did we just watch the video that he posted where Barack said it wasn't going to be perfect, people were going to die, travel was going to be restricted, stuff was going to close, things were going to be bad, we wasn't going to have a vaccine anyway, it was inevitable no matter who was going to be president. How does Matt post the video and continue to say that Obama said not a single death? Matt, you are a journalist. You are literally showing proof to debunk what you just said, and why would anybody listen to you from this point on? Please help me understand. Can anybody defend this? I don't get it. and people watch this, see it. He has, I don't use X, so I don't even know what getting ratioed mean. But if you do look, there's a lot of people that agree with him and he either didn't watch the video or just so brain rotted that they don't give a fuck about what Obama actually said in it. Also, I thought it was quite funny. I saw that Destiny reposted a post Matt Walsh made in 2016 where he said, "Let me make this perfectly clear. I will never vote for Donald Trump." And I think once Destiny posted it, they took the article down because the way he presented it was that it was still up. So I think that's quite interesting, Matt Walsh. That's why I said I think a lot of these people don't believe the shit that they actually say. It's just audience capture and they can get paid doing it. Next on the docket, we have Tim Pool, one of the biggest partisan hacks on the internet as well. He presents himself as a centrist, but like I said in my Donald Trump video, we all know. I saw one day he made a video where he said, "I'm just gonna start posting stuff on X, and no matter what happens, I'm just gonna let people think what they think, and I'm gonna post this and that. And this, you're not gonna know if I'm serious or a troll." But we know what engagement looks like, and we know when you're serious. When he's serious, he's serious. And when he's just troll posting, you can tell. When Donald Trump went to McDonald's, people were criticizing it. If you love Trump, you're gonna love it. If you don't love Trump, you're either indifferent or think it was a bad thing. Me, I think it was stupid, but I don't think it was, I don't know. It was just, I don't see why if you even liked him, it's like, oh man, this was great. Like, it's whatever. But the point is, Brian Krasenstein, he posted it and he said this: Donald Trump was convicted on 34 felony counts and found liable for fraud and sexual assault. And MAGA goes, but he took pictures at a closed down McDonald's while serving fries to pre-selected customers before returning to his club in Florida that he claims is worth $1.5 billion. He's just like us. Oh, and the McDonald's typically won't hire a felon who is yet to even be sentenced. So Tim Pool responds and says, I thought the attacks on Trump and Mickey D's was a joke, but no, Kamala supporters are actually attacking Trump over this. Crazy. Now, mind you, there's an argument to be made that this is attacking Trump, but this is more so attacking Trump supporters. How on earth is it that you are so ecstatic and excited that he went to McDonald's on a freaking skit and didn't actually serve people that were really coming to get McDonald's, but it was all plotted, which is understandable. He's a running to be the president. It was planned, which kind of diminishes the purpose of it. But for Tim to act like it's absurd for him to point out that people are excited over him doing a skit versus having 34 felony counts and a liable sexual assaulter, how is it defensible? Again, I don't really care about Democrats and Republicans. I just care about morality. You can argue it's subjective, but honestly, the man has shown himself to not give a fuck about this country or the people, but only for himself. He is 79 years old, yet all these people don't care. And Joe Biden was like 81, I believe. Trump will be there and older by the time he's out of office. Everybody was talking about Joe Biden's age, and Joe Biden's age was showing, but it showed within his speed. Joe Biden's brain is more intact than Donald Trump's at his older age. Donald Trump's brain is clearly less intact, despite him maybe being able to speak faster and not have to think about his next thought. Donald Trump doesn't even have the cognizance to think about what he's saying. He just says it.
I am deeply concerned about the future of our industry. With many jobs being outsourced as we speak, what actions will you take to ensure that our jobs stay in America so we can continue to build the best cars in the world here in Michigan?
So pretty much as we've been saying, and what I want to do is I want to be able to look your business. Years ago in this area, I was honored as the man of the year. It was maybe 20 years ago. Oh, when the fake news heard about it, they said, it never happened, it never happened. And I didn't know who it was. It was a group.
Joe Biden knows that he's slower and his reaction time is slower. And he might stutter, which apparently he says he has a stutter. I don't know how true that is, but he has a stutter. He has to take time to get his thoughts together. Yet, when he does talk, you understand him and it's coherent. That's the difference between these two. And for people to act like going to McDonald's is this great ploy that's just gonna win over Americans, it is kind of weird to put that over what Trump actually is in real life. God damn it, this is why screenshots are so much better than fucking bookmarking tweets, because I just caught this because it's later after the date that I originally saw it. This is how you know these guys are so full of shit and just can't even live in reality or admit to being wrong when they are wrong. There's a Kamala Harris wins X account that just posts all promotion for Kamala and is not affiliated with the actual campaign. Even when you go to the page itself, it says keep a score of Kamala's wins, the largest online community supporting the soon-to-be President Harris. Obviously, it's not attached to her campaign directly. You would think that somebody like Tim Pool would understand that and know that and maybe not even give it any attention. But they posted breaking: the McDonald's location Trump worked at was cited earlier this year for health code violations. Disgusting. I don't know whether that's true or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It hasn't been community noted, but I've seen a lot of false things not get community noted, so maybe it's not getting that much attention. Yeah, it doesn't look like it has the most attention, so maybe nobody has acted on it, or maybe it's true. And Tim Pool shared this, and at the time, I wish I had it screenshotted instead of bookmarked. He said, what? Kamala is now just downplaying private businesses or something along those lines. He was basically saying Kamala's campaign is now looking down on private businesses and trying to hurt them. Now, he edited the tweet to say, what? Is this a parody account? Bro, Tim knows he couldn't probably delete it, so he edited it so he wouldn't get as much pushback when it was clear that this page had absolutely no ties to the Kamala campaign. But he edited it. I swear, I wish I screenshotted this, y'all. The man literally was basically thinking that this was a real Kamala Harris campaign page and was trying to put it on Kamala that this channel was downplaying a private business, which I don't even know how that works with McDonald's. Yeah, it could be a franchise, but come on now. I wouldn't have bookmarked it if he actually said this because it's not as entertaining. I kid you not. He basically thought this page was affiliated with Kamala. Next, we have our favorite girl, Pearl. 16-year-olds are hotter than 26-year-olds Davis on the docket. Of course, we all know it's a good time when Pearl come around, boy, so clutch your pearls because Pearl is in this Pearl. So this is a thread from a creator named Pixie where she was basically talking about how Twitch is just inconsistent. You know, you probably know about all this, Twitch being inconsistent with their bans and suspensions and whatnot with certain content creators and the type of content that they make. Pixie has been on their show and talked to these people in person. So she says, I have sat in front of these people, referring to Fresh and Fit, talking about how race science is real, how the Jewish persecution is justified, and how women are supposedly intellectually inferior to men, and asking if sleeping with underage minors is really that bad. Why is Twitch unbanning them? So she's basically saying that Twitch is unbanning creators that have said despicable things and reprehensible things and things that shouldn't be accepted on their platform, while banning people that say, I guess, subjectively less absurd things. Pearl's response to her is, women like you prove every day that women are intellectually inferior by going on the shows and talking like an idiot. Pearl, that was a really good in-depth analysis of the logical statement that Pixie made. I just don't even know how you mustered up the wisdom you have obtained through all of your life experience to make such a valid criticism of what she said about Twitch's policies. This is what I'm talking about. Pearl has all these followers and nobody gives a fuck about how stupid she is, and they just eat it all up because it makes them feel better. For the group of people that like to talk about facts, don't care about your feelings, everything that you guys have seen so far has all been feelings based. I haven't seen anything rooted in fact. You're posting videos that dispute the point you're trying to make. You're talking about shit that's unrelated to what's said. You're lying. You're changing tweets because you found out how stupid you were being when you were so hastily posting it to get that engagement farm. This is crazy. Pearl, what on earth did you respond to what she said? Furthermore, what did she say that's so unintelligent that you couldn't even respond to it if it was so unintelligent? For Pearl to call another woman intellectually inferior, I just want to know where that puts herself in her head. Intellectually inferior. So you're a woman that's calling a woman intellectually inferior. That woman is clearly more intellectually superior than you. So where does that put you? I'll lay that up for y'all to decide. We have Pearl again. Men that vote for Kamala are just men who fear women. You know, these people are just like the biggest walking contradictions that I've ever seen on the internet. I just find it funny that Pearl is always advocating for men, and men are always right. Men know what to do. Men make all the best decisions. And you act like that is just the standard across all avenues, no matter what. Men make the right decisions. So men that want to vote for Kamala, which I'm going to be honest, I'm going to make a prediction. I do think that there's going to be a large percentage of men that do vote for Kamala. But that's not neither here nor there. The point is, men make the best decisions according to her. So now whenever you don't agree with her, that means you don't know what you're talking about and you fear women. How on earth is me voting for somebody privately and secretly and nobody has to know how I vote mean I'm scared of women? What will happen to me, Pearl? What do you think I'm scared of women for? If men are stronger and smarter and more intelligent and fiercer and more aggressive than women, what the fuck would a woman scare me for if I'm gonna do what I want? Why wouldn't I be able to voice it if I wanted to voice it? And if I didn't want to voice it, if I was scared of women, I would probably really vote for Trump, wouldn't I? If I didn't want to let women know out loud that I'm voting for Kamala, wouldn't I just be out loud and vote for Trump? Or not say anything and vote for Trump? I can do what I want. Nobody has to know how I vote. So what are you talking about? Why is it that I just can't disagree with you? Why is it that these people act like everybody that disagrees is wrong? I don't mind a disagreement with people, but let's disagree on the reality of what's happening and not what you think is happening or what you want to be happening. Let's agree on the facts and the foundation of what we're actually dealing with and then go from there. Because if we're talking about what you want to believe, there's nothing we could talk about, because no matter what I tell you, you're gonna believe what you want. You say shit like this to hopefully pay your rent every month, because I believe this is your only means of income now at this point. Why did Harvey Weinstein's accusers go to his hotel room alone? For context, Pearl has been tweeting about defending Harvey Weinstein, just so we're all clear, that's how we got to this point right now. Pearl says, why did they go to his hotel room alone? Basically implying like, these women know that he was gonna go up there and take full advantage of them and lie to them and deceive them and hope to give them a career. So they chose to be deceived and go up there and be taken advantage of because they thought they were gonna have a career. That's why they did it. Harvey Weinstein's innocent. Where is his keys? Give them to me so I can go suck his cock next and be deceived. Come on. Pearl, are you fucking kidding me? There are actual cases that can be made about some people taking advantage of men and taking advantage of the system and taking advantage of being a woman. Nobody is saying that that does not happen, but let's not act like this rich, white, ugly, fat man was not doing the most to harm women. It's been proven in court. We all saw it. We all heard it. Maybe you didn't because you think all men are perfect and you will lick every single one of their nutsacks to get their validation, but most people don't feel that way, Pearl. Like Alex from Playing With Fire said, because they secretly wanted the fat old guy to rape them, duh. And that's exactly what she's basically saying. She just thinks that these women went up there like, yeah, I'm finna fuck them for a career. And when it didn't happen, they shouldn't have a right to be upset. And it's not that, if there's some points where you can contractually agree to this and there's a different conversation to be had there. Some people may not like it, but if you sign a contract that says, hey, if you have sex with me, I can guarantee you X amount of dollars, or I can guarantee you a role in X, and I can do this, that, and the third. That's a totally separate situation than being somebody in power and either A, threatening to harm them, whether it be physically, financially, emotionally, or mentally, and giving a promise that you know that you weren't gonna uphold in the first place, but you had the power to make them believe that you would be able to do that for them. Those are two separate things, and she's trying to imply the former, which I think we all can agree is not the case in this situation. So we also have Elon Musk, the current owner of X, which used to be Twitter, also engaging in some of the fuckery on this platform. Probably has the most followers on his page. I don't know if he has the absolute most, but I'm sure he's in the top 3 or 5 considering he's Elon Musk and the owner of the platform. And he engages in this fuckery too. Shit that isn't true, shit that's misleading, shit that is deceiving, shit that is propagandist, which is something he seemed to be against when he got on the platform. He claimed to say that, oh, we need to make people that's uncomfortable on the left and on the right, and he chose a side and stuck to it, and then he pushes propaganda for the right to all of our feeds, whether we agree with it or not. So we have a Venn diagram here that shows on the left side of it Epstein's guest list and the right side of it Diddy guest list. And in the center where they meet, we have all of the celebrities coming out to support Kamala Harris. Do I even need to explain why this is so fucking ironic? Considering that Trump is the only person that has spoken about Diddy and his relationship with him. And Trump is the one of these two that has actual photos with Jeffrey Epstein. And I just think it's funny how everybody on the right before Elon bought Twitter, X, whatever, was talking about, oh, George Soros, he's a left-leaning rich guy who's making all of the media left-leaning, so he's trying to indoctrinate your kids and make them go have sex changes when they're 2 years old. Oh, how could they? And now you got the richest man on earth buying one of the biggest news outlets on earth and putting full-blown lies on there himself, showing this to millions and millions of people, and they'll believe it because of his status. Can you fathom? Can you imagine if Mark Zuckerberg was doing something like this? It's not to say that these people can't have their beliefs and pick a side, but this level of propaganda and lies to put out, Elon Musk isn't even fucking American, and people are just running with everything he's saying no matter what it is and don't care. The fact that somebody could post this as a meme, whether they believe it or not, and Elon Musk will put it in agreement. As the owner of this platform, how is it that you probably get community noted more than any other news outlet on this platform? You own it. You should not be losing your own credibility on your own platform by your own community noters. The man reshared from this same creator. Funny enough, I didn't even realize that when I first saw this. Did you know in 2012, President Barack Hussein Obama repealed the Smith-Mundt Act, which had been in place in 1948, the law that prevented the government from putting its propaganda on TV and radio. The ACLU called its repeal a positive step for the First Amendment. Lo and behold, it got community noted. The Smith-Mundt Act has not been repealed. The act was amended in 2012 and 13 to allow US-sponsored foreign media to be made available on request. Prior to 2012, this information could not be distributed in the US despite being available online. Elon Musk shared this bullshit and said, what reason was given for repealing this law? Dude, you are the richest person on earth with all of the access to any and everything that you want, and you don't take any time to look into anything if it goes against what you believe. You just assume that, oh shit, this is bad, and it makes Trump look good. Let's share it. I don't give a fuck what it say. Let's share it because it makes Trump look good. It makes Democrats look bad. Fuck it. Like, you own this platform. You're rich. You're supposed to be intelligent. What the fuck? It got 2 community notes on it. How bad can we get? This is the Birdman. You guys know the Birdman. I'm a fan of his. Somebody I actually follow. He says, imagine getting fact checked by your own platform. Looks like community noted are the next thing to get removed from Twitter, which is funny. He probably do that next, and I'm glad it's still there and it hasn't gone away. And he kept it up. I'm glad, because this happened on October 22nd. This was 2 days ago, and he still left it up. He probably doesn't have time to check all the bullshit that probably goes on. Probably way more community notes on his channel. But this is ridiculous. I've never heard of somebody owning a platform and lying on it. That's insane. I do like the fact that community notes exist on X now. Some people weaponize them, and then some people act like, oh, if they don't weaponize, they don't community note anything that's on the left. I don't know how true that is, because the left isn't even getting posted on my feed, so I wouldn't even know. We got the owner of the app community noted once again. Ain't that a bitch? Completely insane story in the Atlantic today that does not exist. Trump is literally Hitler. Donald Trump is the reincarnation of Adolf Hitler by Jeffrey Goldberg by the Atlantic. Elon Musk reposted this and said, they are literally foaming at the mouth, crying emoji. This headline does not correspond to any legitimate article live on theatlantic.com. Instead, it is a satirical take or Photoshop of a genuine piece published by the Atlantic around the same day on October 22nd, 2024. That is headline Trump, I need the kind of generals that Hitler had, which is something that he has been quoted to have said in the past. Then you got another community note again, 2 times. This is not a real article. No such article with this headline exists on theatlantic.com. It's an edit, a Photoshop, blah, blah, blah. This man does not give a fuck, so I don't understand why anybody listens to him. It's almost the best, worst endorsement anybody can have. You have one of the richest people on earth, which kind of is ironic how regular folk want two men that are richer than they will ever be to represent them for this country. I think that's wild as fuck. He's on here actively lying to you, being community noted, and keeping it up so you all can see when he does shit like this. And it doesn't matter because he's rich. And I don't want to say it, but they're two white men that are rich. This next one, I don't know why it's not community noted, but there's a clip going around of Kamala saying that you're at the wrong rally to somebody that was at her rally that said Jesus is Lord, which actually did not happen. The people in the crowd were actually saying lies, lies, you're a liar, all lies. So Kamala said, oh, you're at the wrong rally. You must be you need to go for the one that's smaller one down the street. And the right took it and said, oh, she told somebody that said Jesus is Lord you were at the wrong rally, as if she's going against Christians. Truth of the matter is, there's a video that they took the audio of somebody saying Jesus is Lord and threw it in the video, which was fake. But at the real one, you could hear the people clearly saying lies, lies, they're all lies. You can hear it clearly. We're gonna see which one this video shows.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
Oh, so these idiots, just like fucking Matt Walsh, posted the proof that disproves them. There's actually a video where they threw in audio of people saying Jesus is Lord, and it didn't even sound right. The audio levels changed and everything. And this channel shared the real video and said Kamala Harris exposes her vile hatred towards Christians once again by ridiculing a rally goer for invoking the name of God. Jesus is Lord, and she says you're at the wrong rally. You can hear the people clearly saying Jesus is, look, they got me saying the bullshit. You can clearly hear the people saying lies, lies, they're all lies. I might turn it up if I need to, but listen. Word or Lord, something at the end, I say that, but you can hear her, she's clearly responding to lies, lies, they're all lies. One more time.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
I don't know what that last person said, but it's funny how they ignored the people saying lies, lies, they're all lies.
No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
Good quit, good quit. That was being good on her feet. Even this page, they posted the proof that refutes what they're saying in the actual post. I think that they know that people don't actually watch this shit that agree with them on X. It seems like once you have your following, they don't give a fuck what you post. They're gonna agree with it. So they'll reshare it. They'll agree with you in the comments and haven't actually consumed what you said. But it's just like, oh, I know this channel agrees with me, so it's gotta be right. And I think that's a pathetic being. That's very sad, and I think it's very unhealthy. And it's why you're seeing people say like, we need to find some way to fight this misinformation on social media, because it's getting out of hand to even the point that it's hurting people when you consider this FEMA stuff. It's hurting people with all these lies that people are able to just throw out there and people think that it's true. And it's even worse when you consider that it's happening from one of the presidential candidates. And then we have the former celebrity in chief, Donald Trump, also saying a bunch of dumb shit that all he does is project. Every accusation is a confession, and whatever he says, it applies to him. That's literally what happened. All of Trump's insults since Kamala became the candidate have just been what they say about him. He just takes it and puts it on them, no matter what it is. Oh, he's an old white man. Oh, no, I'm not an old white man. She's an old white man. That's what's happening. After Kamala did her 60 Minutes interview, this is something that he put on X. When will CBS release their transcript of the fraudulent interview with Comrade Kamala Harris? They changed her answer in order to make Kamala look intelligent rather than dumb as a rock. This may be the biggest scandal in broadcast history. CBS must get the transcript out now. Litigation election has already started. Harris wasn't able to put two sentences together, so they completely removed her answer and put in another one. The public has a right to know what was changed to save this totally unfit presidential candidate from our country's voters. She is a threat to democracy. You see what I'm saying? Even if you are a Trump supporter and you don't like Kamala Harris, how on earth is editing, which this isn't true, first of all, editing her interview make her a threat to democracy? Like, he's taking the fact that the promo video and what she said to a question is different than the actual video. When in all honesty, she probably gave a long, dumbass answer and they had to cut it down for the sake of time and coherence.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
And they probably would have had to did the same shit for him, because we all know what happens when Trump gets up there and starts speaking off the cuff and just able to talk unchecked.
Yes. Maybe we can change the subject to technology, seeing you wouldn't answer about the Federal Reserve. The US Justice Department is thinking about breaking up Alphabet, as Google likes to be known now. Should Google be broken up?
I just haven't gotten over something the Justice Department did yesterday, where Virginia cleaned up its voter rolls and got rid of thousands and thousands of bad votes, and the Justice Department sued them that they should be allowed to put those bad votes and illegal votes back in and let the people vote. So I haven't gotten over that. A lot of people have seen that. They can't even believe it.
The question is about Google, President Trump.
Yeah, look, Google's got a lot of power. They're very bad to me. Very, very bad to me.
So I think it's funny that Trump is criticizing her for this when we have footage of you talking without being edited. And I think you would probably prefer if 60 Minutes did that to you, because if 60 Minutes did that to her, I am certain they would have had a fucking day at work doing it for you. For you to even criticize them for that, you should be happy that they did it, so you know that if you went, at least they wouldn't put you up there looking like a bumbling idiot. The fact of the matter is, she was coherent. It was a political answer though. It was unnecessarily long. It didn't directly address the question, but it was coherent for coherence sake, I should say. And then we aren't done with people posting videos that refute exactly what they say in the post from freaking checkmarked accounts, which is, I think, is stupid that they even added the fact that you can pay for a checkmark now. I think it's ridiculous. But if he didn't have that, X probably would be non-existent at this point. I think that's the last thing to hold this up, because the ads are really few and far in between the way this app is being ran at this moment. Let's see another person debunk themselves with a video that they posted. So the post, the Jack Posobiec, who's a Trump MAGA cocksucker, Josh Shapiro threatens to have Elon Musk arrested for handing out money to town hall attendees who signed his America petition. So let's see the video that was posted.
Governor, let me ask you about a development we learned about overnight. Elon Musk says he will be giving away $1 million every day to random voters who sign his super PAC's petition. You are a former attorney general. Is this legal?
I think there are real questions with how he is spending money in this race, how the dark money is flowing, not just into Pennsylvania, but apparently now into the pockets of Pennsylvanians. That is deeply concerning. Look, Musk obviously has a right to be able to express his views. He's made it very, very clear that he supports Donald Trump. I don't, obviously we have a difference of opinion. I don't deny him that right. But when you start flowing this kind of money into politics, I think it raises serious questions that folks may want to take a look at.
So you think it might not be legal, yes or no?
I think it's something that law enforcement can take a look at. I'm not the attorney general anymore of Pennsylvania, I'm the governor, but it does raise some serious questions.
Can anybody point out to me where Josh threatened that Elon Musk should be put in jail? She asked him, so is it legal or no? He said, it's something they can look at, but I'm not an attorney general and that's not my place to say. You posted the video and it disputes what you said, Jack Posobiec. And then somebody shared it. David Sachs, Democrats. If Trump wins, he will have us arrested. Also Democrats. Prosecute Elon and jail Trump. Where was that said? It wasn't in this video. Do you have it? Are you hiding it? What's the secret? Why won't you show it to me? I need to know. How is it to the point that people are sharing things and it literally goes against what they're trying to purport to you? What am I supposed to walk away from this thinking? Am I supposed to be like, wow, I agree with you, even though what you showed me doesn't have anything to do with what you said? Or, oh my God, you're stupid as fuck. We have another channel favorite, Candace Owens. You all know what to expect at this point. Pure stupidity. My 2-year-old daughter just came over to me with a white crayon and said, "Mommy, it doesn't work." And I think it's perfectly reasonable to ask Crayola, and she tags them at that. What exactly is the point of a white crayon? I don't know the word for it, because stupidity just doesn't do its service. I wanted to say privilege, but I can't say that either, because I would think privileged people had more colors of paper than people that weren't. Yes, Candace, paper goes beyond white, motherfucker. Like, you've never seen a black sheet of paper. You've never seen a teacher's room with all these different colors of paper that's all over the place. I get a headache walking in my kid's teacher's room now because there's so many colors everywhere that I didn't even know existed. Every color needs to exist in the crayon box, whether you use it a lot, a little, or never. It's October right now. They probably drawing on black paper now more than ever because it's October and Halloween is coming up and you want to make spider webs on a paper. I didn't even know that you would even go this far to show people how dumb you actually are. You didn't even fake it in this one. It's just like, hey y'all, I'm telling you right now that I'm one of the most idiotic people you follow. And if you still follow me after this, I deserve to get all of your money and you deserve to get got. It's crazy because these are forced. You're talking about Crayola and you're a freaking political commentator and journalist. Why are you talking about Crayola and crayons, forcing yourself to show how stupid you are versus just actually talking something that's within your realm? But no, you have to just step outside of it and it's like, let me show even more people how dumb I am. Because now we're hearing there's a meme showing doctors, don't worry, the x-ray won't harm you. And also the doctors, when they go and hide and go behind another wall in a room, when obviously no doctor ever says the x-rays won't harm you. They put a fucking lead covering over you so it won't harm you. And she's like, so true. All this is more propaganda because Candace is anti-vax and anti-science and anti-medicine and anti-reality. She's gonna post a fucking meme that doesn't make any sense. The doctors are hiding because they don't have a lead covering. Have you ever seen the doctor put a lead covering on you and stay in the room? No, I don't think so. So obviously they're going across to another place to take the pictures because they will get harmed, but you won't be harmed because it's closer to you, but yet you are covered so you aren't harmed by the rays. Candace, if you ever took the time to actually look at science and understand it, you would know that. But no, you saw a meme that agreed with you and you didn't give a fuck how attached to reality it was, and you shared it anyway, further making yourself look like the dumbass that you really are. I see an exchange that looks pretty interesting. Let's look at it. So somebody says they deal with radiation all day. No shit, they don't want to be exposed every time, which is also valid, but I've dealing with it every day. I don't even, maybe it is a risk when they go behind the room, but they don't put the lead covering on, but we only get exposed to it those few and far in between times. That's their job a lot of times in radiology. So they are exposed more often than not. So this also makes sense. She said, it's okay to just laugh sometimes, John. Yes, it is okay to laugh at stuff, but it's not funny because of who you are. You should know better, but you don't care to know better, and you're talking to a mass audience that agree with your bullshit, and you're further propagating it. So let's see what he says. Sometimes it's tough to tell when you're joking, Candace. I used to be a big fan of yours. You've been great for the Republican movement for years. However, I lost a whole lot of respect to you after you came out against the Jews in Israel, but I guess hating on them is becoming quite popular these days. I wish he would have said came out against science, because that's what's really crazy. We have another channel favorite right here upon us, Piers Morgan. Piers. He shared the video of Kamala from Kamala HQ, which actually is affiliated with the Kamala Harris campaign, that says, well, let's just listen to it because she explains it. Basically, after the reports from John Kelly came out where he said that Trump praised Hitler in the past. Let's just see what she says.
Yesterday, we learned that Donald Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, a retired 4-star general, confirmed that while Donald Trump was president, he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that because he does not want a military that is loyal to the United States Constitution. He wants a military that is loyal to him. He wants a military who will be loyal to him personally, one that will obey his orders even when he tells them to break the law or abandon their oath to the Constitution of the United States. In just the past week, Donald Trump has repeatedly called his fellow Americans the enemy from within, and even said that he would use the United States military to go after American citizens. And let's be clear about who he considers to be the enemy from within. Anyone who refuses to bend a knee or dares to criticize him would qualify, in his mind, as the enemy within, like judges, like journalists, like nonpartisan election officials.
All facts, because Trump said all of this, and he said he wished he had generals like Adolf Hitler. He wants a military that's loyal to him and the Constitution, but not him. This is a window into who he really is. Piers shares this and says, Kamala playing the Trump-Hitler card is so lame. It's one of the many reasons she will lose. First of all, you're not American, bitch. Calm down. Second, she's not playing a card that he didn't give her. I would be damned if some shit came out about Kamala and she was like, man, I can't stand these white folks out here. They steady voting for Trump, but what they really don't understand is they need me as a black woman. If Trump came out and called her racist and a liar and deceitful and disgusting, I think racist is bad. You know, saying he's like Hitler is bad. Would I say they're the same? No. But nobody wants to be a fucking racist. If he said that, he wouldn't say, oh, playing the racist card isn't blah, blah, blah. Piers, this isn't a card. He said he wants generals like Hitler. He admires how they respected him and listened to him and loyal to him. And apparently he read stuff about Hitler all the time, praising him, according to those closest to him. How is it playing a card if the man said it out his own mouth and Kamala is just letting the American people know, hey, the guy that's running for president praises a fucking authoritarian dictator that killed 6 million Jews and more. Hello? Like, this is what I'm talking about. There's a real world that most people, I hope, live in. And then there's X. Please, y'all, if you find yourself more engulfed in what's happening on X, please go breathe some of this fucking pollinated, allergenic air right now and cough a little bit. And last but certainly not least, we have Isabella DeLuca, who is a MAGA supporter. She got taken to court for being at January 6th and taking part in breaking into the Capitol. She is on film engaging in illegal activity on January 6th. She's another one that says stupid shit all the time, and I just found this to be extremely stupid. So she gets on X and says, this cost me $175. I don't care if you think Trump is mean. And she has the nerve to post a picture of nothing but organic food from Whole Foods. Ma'am, $175 from this picture looks like a fucking deal if you ask me. She has grass-fed yogurt, vanilla bean, pure honey, kettle and fire bone broth, something that looks like no preservatives, grass-fed classic beef, 6 different packs of ground beef, pure fresh butter, and 2 cartons of pure organic pasture-raised eggs. I don't disagree that that's a lot of money, but we all know that organic food costs a lot. We would all understand what the hell you're talking about, but I guarantee you that most people can't even relate to walking into Whole Foods and walking out with this much organic, whole ground beef and farm-raised egg shit. Like, how stupid do these people think we are? Like, you're probably talking to people that's not making nowhere near as much money as you just simply because you post on X, which is a world that a lot of people can't even fathom. And yet you're posting 6 packs of ground beef, which in itself is probably $100 because of the way that shit is priced. 2 things of broth, honey, yogurt, butter, and eggs. And that looks like a fat thing of butter. It's a lot of sticks in there probably. So $175 for pure organic food and you only got about 14 items. That honestly doesn't sound that crazy if we're gonna be completely honest. And especially if this shit is just for you, that food gonna last you a lot of time, especially all that damn beef. So I'm not trying to hear that you don't want to hear about Trump being mean. Everybody's issue with Trump isn't that he's mean. People's issue with Trump is that he's a fucking liable sexual abuser, 34-count felon, fascist who tried to overthrow the government by unilaterally throwing out the votes with his vice president and getting 7 fake electors for an elector scheme to turn the votes over from the people of America. How is this a conversation that you think that this is about meanness? Trump is more than mean. He is a vile narcissist that only cares about himself and is probably only running for president to keep himself out of jail. The moment we all can have a conversation based in reality, the moment everybody will probably come to a consensus of what we all need, care about, and have to do to further the progression of us as a country and as individual people. But as long as we get to let people get on X and say whatever the fuck unchecked, all of us are just digging this further into the ground. And if Trump wins again, I'm sorry, everything that happens to you people that supported him, I don't give a fuck.